What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael and welcome to Fudge Muppet. Today we're going to be going back to what is maybe my most cherished Elder Scrolls game of all time, Oblivion. Elder Scrolls for Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and like many people's first Elder Scrolls game, it holds a very special place in our hearts. However, many players had been around since the time of Morrowind, Daggerfall, and even Arena. It is these people who would have recognized the vast amount of returning characters who found their way into Oblivion, certain NPCs who, to me, were appearing for the first time. I've narrowed down this list to 5 of my favorite, but if you do want to see more returning characters throughout the Elder Scrolls series, check out the pinned comment. This list also won't include dead characters or characters that also appeared during cutscenes only. It also doesn't include Mana Marco, and you can watch our video on him if you're curious as to why this is. It also doesn't include Maik the Liar, as he was featured in our Skyrim returning characters video. All of this sensational content can be found in the description, and with that said, let's get stuck in. First up, we have Umbercano. You find this wealthy high elf in the Talos Plaza district of the Imperial City. He resides in a large manor, and he has so much money he can afford a variety of household servants. He not only has a steward, but also has 4 guards. But why would a man like him need such protection? Well, if you can afford it easily, I guess why not? But the other reason he probably wants security measures in place is to protect all of his Ayleid artifacts. You see, Umbercano is fascinated by the Ayleids greatly and collects as many artifacts from their ancient society as possible. He tasks you with collecting lots of these artifacts and will pay you handsomely if you do so. Later on, you find out that he actually wants to wield the power of the Ayleids and restore their fallen empire. He calls the fall of White Gold Tower and the human victory a brutal sack. Anyways, turns out Umbercano is also a mage with a variety of powerful destruction spells, a strong chameleon spell, restoration magic, shield spells, and even a spell to increase his intelligence. He's talented and rich, however, he wasn't always rich. I say this because you find Umbercano working in an Imperial glass mine in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. He definitely is a high elf elitist at this stage though, telling you how wise the Altmer are and how the Empire is built upon their Altmer crafts, arts, and sciences. Next up, we have a character from the Shivering Isles DLC, none other than Big Head, a particular Argonian with a particularly big head. I say this, but if you look at him, his head is pretty much the same size as the other Argonians in the game. Anyways, Big Head resides in the Shivering Isles and wants nothing more than for you to bring him the Fork of Horripilation. This artifact of Sheogorath is of no use to you. In fact, it actually stunts your magicka while you're holding it, but to Big Head, it's super important. Big Head's house is actually filled with forks, so it's safe to say he's obsessed with these implements in general. Big Head has some really loopy dialogue and can teach you a variety of skills if you help him. He says, "You bring the fork, happy day, the blind shall see, the lame shall walk, the short shall tall, forks for all. Big Head names you friend, songs of friendship, songs of ship friends, presents for you, presents on hatching day. Big Head was hatched, but his brother was not. Presents for egg friend, almost forgot. Selfish Big Head, shellfish Big Head. Big Head knows secrets, secrets of learning, alchemy, sneaking, and stabbing with blades. Which will you learn?" In Morrowind, you could find Big Head living as a hermit on a lonely island in the northern Sheogorad region. He's still insane and under the influence of Sheogor Wrath, and at this time he had the Fork of Horripilation in his possession. For some reason, he actually doesn't care if you take it, although we know by the time of Oblivion that he really wants it back. Moving on to someone with a bit more sanity, we have Volinaro. This fellow is an Altmer Nightblade, gifted in the arts of arcane combat, but also offers recharging services. He doesn't come across as a high achiever though. His life revolves around little but his pranks, and in Oblivion you help him prank the guild leader of the Bruma chapter by stealing her magic manual. Only then will he help you with your quest of finding the missing Khajiit Jaskar. Turns out Volinaro just used his magic skills to make Jaskar invisible and had him hide in various places around the building. Most of the time, Volinaro just walks around the guild hall, occasionally making potions or visiting the basement and eating just 1 meal per day. As those who have played Oblivion may know, something does happen to Volinaro as you progress throughout the Mages Guild storyline. However, I don't want to spoil that in this video as it's a great quest moment. Anyways, this is the same Volinaro who could be found in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. He could be found in the Dunerai Caverns, still an Altmer Nightblade of course, stationed as a guard though. I'm not sure how he went from being a Nightblade guard to a lazy laid-back prankster, but either way, those are the facts. We've had a lot of Outma mages in this video so far, and our next returning character is no exception, introducing Alante of Alinor, a high elf sorceress who loves to study Daedric shrines. Alante is quite a mysterious character, and not too much is known about her except that she writes about and studies Daedric shrines, and she isn't afraid to get hostile if anyone tries to interfere with her important research. In Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, you meet this Outma in Brittle Rock Cave while undergoing a contract for the Fighters Guild. She needs someone to help guard her and clear out any disturbances if things go wrong, so you help her through the cave to the next shrine she wants to study, and off you leave to collect your pay. Interestingly enough, this is the exact same Alante of Alinor that you can find in Morrowind. As you'd expect, she was still studying shrines during this time and could be found excavating a cave with a colleague. They were searching for the tomb of Modron Hannon, and she has actually summoned a scamp to assist her. The final character on this list is actually one you can encounter in ESO, however that would not make her a returning character by the time Oblivion came out, would it? The being I am talking about is actually in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind too, and that is what puts her on the list. I am talking about Stada, the commander of the Golden Saints in the Shivering Isles. She resides at Brelak, and she is a powerful Daedra you probably shouldn't mess with. That said, if you've chosen to become the ruler of Dementia, she'll need to be rescued by you from a cell made of crystals in the Helpless Army quest. Like the other Golden Saints, Stada wears Golden Saint armor and carries a golden longsword. She can also cast spells and has Aureal Birth Sign powers. This is how I first came across Stada. However, as a few of you would know, she's actually involved in Azura's quest in Morrowind. She was one out of many Daedra sent by Sheogorath to disturb a priestess of Azura in order to settle a bet between these two Daedric princes. Typical Sheogorath. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, please smash that like button and subscribe if you do want more. We absolutely love Oblivion, and we know you can't get enough of it either. Our Patreon is linked in the description, as are the links to our social media and the other videos I mentioned in the intro. My name is Michael, this was 5 returning characters in Oblivion, and I look forward to nerding out with you all again very soon.